The rest of the world, very much more cosmopolitan outfit, drawn from 9 different countries, with Pat Jennings from Northern Ireland in goal. The defenders, well, Ronquin from Belgium has had an awful journey, and we'll hear about that later. Stilica has only just arrived. Butcher from England, and Amoros, a very talented Frenchman. In midfield, the Dane Lerby, Magat, who's actually retired from soccer at the moment, as has Jennings, and Strachan from Scotland. And up front, Belanov, the very quick, talented Russian, Roshto, who's a late arrival, and Rossi, that star of 1982. The substitutes, and you can always tell what talent there is by seeing the good players who cannot actually get into the side. Herman, the captain of Switzerland, Dasayev of Russia, Park from South Korea, and Tumumi, the son of a royal guard in Morocco. Let's have a look at the Americas, and on the face of it, a much better chance of playing as a unit. They're all from South America. Pompidou is one of 3 Argentines in the World Cup winning side playing here today. The defenders, well, Brown and Julio Cesar, one from Argentina, one from Brazil, could well be playing together in France in this coming season. Josimar at right back, Servina Mexico at left back. In midfield, you have 2 Brazilians and 1 solid, strong Paraguayan, Jorge Nunes. And up front, a marvelous mixture here from 3 nations, but number 10, Maradona, is the man we all want to see and who's expected to do something special here. And among their substitutes, one particular interesting character as far as you're concerned, Seamus, because they too have a variety of people on the sidelines, but wearing number 4, we shall eventually see Paul Caligiuri, for whom it's a wonderful occasion. Teamwork is going to be a hard one, Seamus.
It certainly is, and I think you're quite right that the America's side has a better chance in that regard, as they can cluster players together in groups. Players like Falcao, Alemão, and Josimar down the right side, for instance, all Brazilian players, and of course that solid Argentine combination throughout. The Paraguayans may be the ones who will have the toughest combination skills, and of course the Mexicans too, but I think a lot of people are going to be looking to see how Cabañas does here today. A player who plays for Paraguay up front. You see him there in our picture. Cabañas, who played for the Cosmos, led the league in scoring in this country, scored perhaps one of the most spectacular goals ever scored in soccer for this country, which people still think about. Gone off to do very well for Cali in Colombia, and let's hope he does equally well today.
Restart the action with a drop ball, and it was particularly touching, I'm sure, for those people who knew Sestani Rouse to see someone like Manuel Negrete of Mexico on his knees as a gesture of respect to a man who was a really great statesman for the game. And he would have really loved this occasion, because this is a celebration of soccer. Great talent, but for the moment we must try and work out, as the players are, the pattern of how they're going to play. Josimar, the right back who came into the Brazilian side at the beginning of the World Cup. Stilica playing in Switzerland, but of course he's German international. Ronquin is right at the back. That is Strachan. This is Magat of West Germany. This is Magat of Germany, who is now the Hamburg general manager. He too has retired from soccer. Here's Terry Butcher, the giant English defender. Soren Levy getting one forward. To Rossi, Magat, and Alemão, Brazil. Negrete to Alemão. I'm sure we shall see the Brazilians showing their touches on this occasion. In the 1982 game, the early stages were dominated by the South Americans, but it was the Europeans, once they got together, who put their game to good effect. Put back comfortably by Terry Butcher for Pat Jennings' first touch.
Already, though, we have seen some of this combination work we expected from Josimar, Falcao, and Alemão working down the right side. Very sensible choice of the coaches to put that trio together, as they obviously can work some fine stuff.
Here's Paolo Rossi, who's delighted to be here. He had a miserable World Cup in Mexico, didn't get on the bench, didn't get a game at all. This is so hard for a hero to be out of the picture. It is Maradona very much in the picture. Cabañas might try one. Pat Jennings has it.
And Maradona applauds the effort of his teammates. Roberto Cabañas getting his first shot off.
Superb conditions here in the high 70s, but the condition of the grass superb.
And it can be, Jerry, extremely hot here. It can be, was 110 here last week, in fact, so the player is very fortunate that the match is this week and not last week.
Now here's Amoros, just a little touch to Lerby, given away straight to Falcao. Nice bit of skill to Maradona eventually. Negrete. And an infringement there. Manuel Negrete, who knows the Los Angeles area very well, he reckons he's played here 25 times. Maradona getting forward, and a good tackle by Ronquin. And Ronquin, the number 14, shouldn't lie down too much. His journey here from holiday in Tunisia took him to London, to New York, to Chicago, to St. Louis, and here, and he's not been in Los Angeles more than 12 hours. Here's Nunez picking up. Negrete and Nunez of Paraguay. Good battle by the Scot Strachan. Rocheteau pushing it inside. And Servine down to Maradona. Superb play by Maradona, keeping it in, leaving a couple of players on the seat of his pants. Falcao picks it up. Julio Cesar getting in, and he didn't quite get the first shot in, and in the end it was a good challenge by Manuel Amoros of France. Strong play, though.
Yes, and here we see it again. Look at this good challenge by Amoros as they battle to get to it. Amoros does not quit. Amoros, I thought, really was a spectacular player for France in the World Championship. Really came into his own in Mexico.
Flick back by Maradona. Rocheteau, pursued by Alamau. Free kick there, though.
Well, some pretty substantial challenges by players out here today. This is the atmosphere of being an exhibition match, which of course it really is. But some instincts of players are simply not going to go away.
Stilica moving forward well. Rocheteau wide on the right. Servine close to him. Rocheteau's cross. Belanov for the header. Igor Belanov of the Soviet Union, Dynamo Kiev, with a fine header. Not a big man, but as he proved in this very talented Russian side, that during the World Cup, that he is good in the air.
Scored the hat-trick against Spain, or Belgium rather, when they lost 4-3. I think maybe the only team, the only man ever to have scored a hat-trick in the World Cup on a losing cause.
No headers there.
No.
Picked up by Magat. A bit of time for Uli Stilica, now playing in Switzerland. So a multinational lineup. And a pattern just beginning to form. Maradona, players running for him. Falcao, Alamau, Josimar. Nice touch to Alamau. Falcao into a bit of trouble. Picked up by Magat. Rossi moving wide on the right. Overlapping is Strachan, but he gets it. Good play. Strachan coming again. And the whistle is gone.
Yeah, a little obstruction there. Obstruction by Belanov as he gave the ball off and then held his defender away from the possible challenge on Strachan.
Strachan said he's going to enjoy this game, but he's also using it for a solid professional purpose. He missed pre-season training, had a lot of injuries last year, so this is a good run out for him. I'm delighted to be here. Falcao and Nunez. Servine on the left is Cabañas coming back. Good run by Cabañas. Maradona. Nice chip forward. And Ronquin couldn't quite get it, but a touch was enough to provide a corner. So after his problems with transport, he'll certainly take a bit of time finding his feet.
Well, they also have to keep the American embassy in Brussels open 4 hours for him to try to get a visa. And even that he arrived late for. He had missed planes, all kinds of horrible problems trying to get here. But he persisted and arrived.
And they're off beaten by Alemão. Here's Cabañas. Josimar from defense coming forward. Falcao. Maradona almost losing out to Ronquin, but good strength, good skill. Maradona. Falcao's shot, but there wasn't a problem at all for Pat Jennings. So Søren Lerby, now playing in France, but he's travelled all over Europe. The Dane, who's played in Holland and West Germany. Stilica. Stilica putting one forward, and there's a bit of space here. Well, wasn't far out of flat, but Pompidou spotted it quickly. Now, Roberto Falcao. Josimar. Alemão. Brazilians quite obviously finding each other very easily and quickly. Julio Cesar to Brown of Argentina. Maradona back to Brown. Good possession, but not much progress. But making the rest of the world work hard for it. Alemão driving it wide and too long.
But still, I think you can see already that there is greater potential, certainly in the Americas side, for some quick combination things, and the rest of the world side very much struggling to find which combinations will work and who's going to do what when.
Raul Servine of Mexico, understandably getting a good cheer there. Jose Luis Brown. Servine again. Maradona's on the left-hand side, a certain amount of movement up front, trying to create space. To Alemão. Nunez. Cabañas. Nunez gets forward. It's too strong, and Butcher let it run through to Jennings.
Falcao certainly showing himself in midfield all the time looking for the ball, and I guess this is the kind of match too, Jerry, where players can work a good 45 minutes knowing that the coaches will want to try to get everybody into the side and give them a chance to. So 45 minutes of hard work may result, particularly in midfield players, I should think, of getting a bit of a break in the second half. Coaches for South America, or for the Americans, rather, Bora Milutinovic and Carlos Pilado.
Appeals from Magad as he went forward, but referee David Socha was very close to the incident. No problems. Here come now the Americas. All South Americans out there at the moment. As Falcao puts one forward to Alemão. Good cover by Stilica. Lerby of Denmark. Not a particularly good ball. Well taken by Falcao. He's got support on his left. It's Cabañas. Here's Maradona. Butcher has it. Moment of alarm there for the rest of the world, but they did well to get away with it. fairly solid challenge there. There's not been too many problems for the Americas at the back, but there might be problems here for the rest of the world as Maradona picks it up. Strong ball to Servine of Mexico. Not such a good ball in by the 22-year-old fullback. Stilica breaking. Rossi. Wide on the right is Dominique Rocheteau of France. In for Belanov, but good challenge by Julio Cesar. And Strachan almost pitched that. He's got it, but offside. So a little bit of delight for the crowd. Nothing, though, for the scoreboard operators.
Well, that meant Belanov making an excellent run through the penalty area for that particular opportunity.
Well, it was clearly offside. There's no great problem for the linesmen and officials there. Here's Alamao. The chunky figure of Jorge Nunes. Alamao again. Oh, that was a bad one. Nunes didn't really want that. Now it's Lerby. Belanov. On the right goes Rossi. Can he get hold of this one and pull it back as the goalkeeper goes over? Good bit of anticipation.
With the handball outside the area, though.
Took it outside the area, so that's an infringement. And Pompidou is staying out there to get involved rather unwisely in this incident. He should get back into his goal. And Servine has held up play by getting too near the ball. So now they can reorganize this. Strachan's kick comes over. Butcher! Terry Butcher, the England defender, opens the account for the rest of the world. Right, back at the other end, Butcher is trying to organize the defense at the back, but no real danger there with that pass forward.
Butcher usually, I suppose, must do for his club too in England, Jerry, come up for set pieces like this. And
yes, the worry at the moment is which club is going to be doing it for next season. Is it going to be Spurs? Is it going to be Rangers? Or is it going to be Ipswich? Certainly not Ipswich, I don't think. They need the money desperately. But now it's the Americans who need a reply here. They played it fairly casually. It was an unfortunate incident that contributed to that goal. A little bit of slackness, perhaps. But Strachan is fighting as hard as this was a game with a huge bonus in it. There is a big bonus, but it's not going to the players. Maradona trying to turn Ronquin. Well, of course, Ronquin and Maradona met, and I mean that in a physical sense, in the World Cup in Mexico. Maradona came out of that one successfully, but here it was Ronquin who won it. But it's a free kick to, I was going to say Argentina, but it's Maradona to take it. Good chip. Amoros didn't really get it cleanly away, but it's picked up well by Paolo Rossi. Rocheteau coming back to help here, and that's good play by the talented Frenchman. Stilica chased, but players with talent can see things a little bit early.
Good to see Rocheteau playing well too. His career sort of subsided there for a while, but he's come back to life again.
This is Paolo Rossi getting forward. Lerby. Here's Amoros, who loves to attack. Picked up by Strachan. Lovely little flick forward, but not quite deep enough. And back by Amoros, by Alamao with an elegant header. Here's Falcao. Good run forward by Roberto Cabañas. Amoros sticking with him, surrounded by blue shirts. Rocheteau runs into trouble. His club released him at the last minute. It was really a wonderful piece of generosity by Paris Saint-Germain to allow him to come here. In fact, within 12 hours notice, and he was left out of a tournament run by the same club. Here's Servine now, Mexico. Maradona appeals for offside, and the whistle goes. And we're back live, and Maradona in possession, briefly. Josimar. Flying leather there, but it's Maradona now. Lovely ball forward for Falcao. Pat Jennings, the bulky form of the Northern Ireland goalkeeper, preventing Falcao from getting a shot in. Jennings not sure yet what career he's going to pursue, but he said how strange it is not to be involved for the first time in 23 years in pre-season training. So Amoros again beautifully chipping one forward, but the header from Rossi not quite good enough. But it's surprising, we've had over 20 minutes of this first half. We haven't really seen one dangerous moment from this very talented America's side.
That's right, a couple of shots on goal, not really very authoritative shots won by Cabañas, and nothing really to threaten Pat Jennings in goal except for that last rush.
Maradona robbed by Butcher. Ronquin gets Strachan away. Strachan playing right back, right wing, and midfield as well. Drifting by Falcao, in for Rocheteau, and the Americans win it back with Falcao. Cabañas a return to Negrete. Maradona takes it. In for Falcao, it's a little bit tight. Alamao. Negrete. Alamao. Negrete again. Changing it well to fullback Josimar, who's come up in attack against Amoros. A little bit of Brazilian samba here. Alamao, not such a good Brazilian pass. And Stilica organising things out of trouble. Magat holds possession very well, invites a challenge, invites a free kick, doesn't get either. Josimar and Alamao and Maradona. The wall of blue in front of him. Nunes header. Alamao. Brown has come up to add a bit of bulk to the assault. Falcao. Here's Brown. Maradona. Lovely touch. Negrete. Maradona. Running out of angle there. But it was a superb piece of play that got the ball forward to Negrete. Lovely return, but in fact too strong. Into the side net.
And an astonishing, or maybe not so astonishing for Maradona, but a remarkable first touch. First touch by Maradona when that ball came to him from the header back by Brown. The initial ball looked a difficult one to control, difficult for most ordinary players, but he got off a terrific first touch 1-2 pass. And that's just the kind of magic people have come to see from this man. They'd love to see him score, but I think the fans here are knowledgeable enough that they love to see his every touch.
If you're quick, because yes, some of his touches are so gentle, so delicate, that half the opponents and half of his teammates don't often pick him up. Good run, though, by Amoros of France. Here's Rocheteau. And a fair challenge.
Yes, good challenge by Brown, indeed. Brown, a player who was searching for a club only last year in Argentina.
He's still searching for a club at the moment. His contract has just finished, and he could be going to Brest, and Cologne are also interested in him. He goes to Europe next week. Now, Cabañas. Brown, the man we were mentioning before, brought up in an orphanage, and now a star of the game. Oh, here's Maradona. Now, Butcher's got to be wary. Maradona's in! Brilliant play by Maradona, but he hadn't quite got the support, but it's still dangerous as Sevin serves one up for Pat Jennings. Come back to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena for the event which is helping that just cause. This is the score at the beginning of the second period, and of course, happily, we've had one or two substitutions. Happily, that is, for the players actually involved. Seamus, is this going to change the pattern of the game?
Well, the first change I see out there is Kirate, who's come in at the back for the America side, and Jose Luis Brown has gone out for a rest, and Kirate, of course, a very popular choice around here, scored a couple of big goals for Mexico down there, and I don't think there are problems at the back, though. What they need to resolve, the problems are the ones up front.
Changes in the rest of the world side, we'll check that in a minute, but including in the midfield lineup is Chang Sung Park of South Korea and Heinz Hermann of Switzerland. So it's Magat getting forward to Rosto, who is still on the field.
And two new goalkeepers, of course, at either end. We just saw the goalkeeper from Paraguay, who has come in for the America side, Roberto Fernandez, and at the other end, Desaev from the Soviet Union, has replaced Pat Jennings.
But still, it's the nucleus of Brazilian, Argentine, and Mexican talent in the America side. We'll have to try and pull this one round. This is Heinz Hermann from Switzerland, captain of the Swiss side.
Oh, foul there. Rossi is still in the match. I see him up front, but do not see Belanoff.
Is Strachan, Soren Lerby just to his left. Good movement up front by Park. Here's Park, and offside. Another player who's absolutely thrilled to be here, representing, of course, millions of Asians who are enjoying the game as players and spectators. Josimar with support from Alamau outside. Surely there's going to be more urgency from the America's side in this second half. I can't imagine Carlos Bilardo, the Argentine manager who's looking after this team and indeed taking it very, very seriously, will allow this sort of scoreline and approach to continue. But here's Soren Lerby to Rosto, trying to chip it over Roberto Fernandez of Paraguay, but he's a monster of a man.
And Ronquin, I want to be noticed, who of course had the difficult trip getting here, is not playing in the second half for the rest of the world, not surprisingly.
But it's Cabañas for the Americas to Negrete. Maradona now. And that was a foul by Amaros, which certainly tests the sympathies of the spectators here. And I would imagine 99% of those sympathies are with the gentleman in white. So it's a free kick to the Americas with Maradona with a chance here of testing Desaev. And Desaev saw it well. The Russian goalkeeper who will soon overtake the number of international appearances of Lev Yashin, which is a record for the country. Hermann now has played 67 times for Switzerland. Stilica, Butcher, Soren Lerby on his left. Is Magat. Rossi now. Stilica. Space on the right for Strachan. And Hermann here. Strachan's come wide again. And a good bit of room for him. Oh, getting by his man well. Raul Servin grabbed his shorts. Certainly a foul there. Surely the whistle should have gone.
I And Strachan forced to slow down his pace a little bit in order to pull his shorts back up from around his knees, and the chance was gone.
Falcao now for the Americas. This crowd will certainly come alive if they can pull the game back, but Park is penalized for his challenge on Maradona. And indeed, when the Koreans played Argentina in the World Cup, there were some fairly heavy challenges on the little man. Cabañas. Well cut up by Stilica, but it's picked up by Maradona. Can he make a run forward? Forward for Negrete, offside surely. Maradona, surely offside.
Yes, unquestionably offside. Maradona somewhat frustrated, but I think he had to know that the...
Well, I think he's complaining he might not have been offside. It's Negrete we're worried about. He's offside. No doubt that Maradona isn't, but it's too late because the whistle should have gone by now. But they're coming back again. Julio Cesar denied there by the powerful figure of Terry Butcher. Two big men colliding there, but nice to see Julio Cesar coming forward from his defensive position. Well, he'll be valuable here for the corner.
Yeah, and we do indeed see the urgency now in the America side to get this game level.
Negrete's kick, and Dasaev from the Soviet Union plucks it out comfortably. Rosto, support from Magat, and a return for Rosto. Josimar is with him. Rosto still with it. Now Lerby. Felix Magat, never expected to be playing a major game again after he retired at the end of the World Cup. Here's Herman. Oh, nice ball to Rosto. A chance here. And well saved by Fernandez. Still 1-0 though. But surely promise of more to come. Strachan is penalised, or indeed gets a free kick. I think that was in sympathy for the one he didn't get a little bit early when his shorts were pulled down. But Gordon Strachan, the Scot who plays for Manchester United, is certainly enjoying this contest. And Butcher, having been called in at the last minute and scored a vital goal, will be enjoying it too. Butcher in possession here. Worried by what will happen to him next season, but certainly thriving on this particular moment. Here's Strachan, straight into Servine. It wasn't a good one, and he acknowledges it to Chung-Sung Park. Alamau. Here's Josimar with, again, movement behind and to the side, but not much up front. Maradona. Really a comparatively quiet game so far. Here's Falcao. Any room for him? Negrete. Falcao's forward. And Stilica has it. Cabañas is blocked by Stilica. Appeals for offside as Falcao went forward. But really there wasn't much in that one. It was a good move, a good run, and the danger was really there. Perhaps he should have shot himself instead of being so unselfish. Now here's the corner. Dasaev comes out, holds it well. Been a lot of problems getting Russians to this game, but it's super to see them involving themselves in a world project. Now good break by Magat. Not a good ball though to Rossi.
And Timouni is getting ready on the sidelines. Mohamed Timouni from Morocco for the rest of the world team. So we may see him shortly. Oh, good tackle in there by Butcher. Butcher's looked so steady back there. Very cool, putting in good tackles, well-timed, staying on his feet when he had to and making the slide when he had to.
Here's now Alamau of Brazil. Plenty of support near him. Not much over the far side, though. Here's Nunes. Falcao. Rest of the world holding off, hoping that the ball will go in. It's Maradona's in there. It's the post. Beautiful ball from Falcao. superb play by Maradona, and Dasayev of the Soviet Union happy to get that one off the post. Lovely ball behind the defense. Maradona's in on it. Danger here, not much angle. The post saves the rest of the world, and then it's away. Here's Park of Korea. Picked up by Soren Lerby. Oh, it's going to come to Roshto. He's got room. And a chance for a shot by Hermann perhaps here. Again, a lot of support. And a lot of room now for Soren Lerby of Denmark. Flicked up by Magat. The foot in there by Butcher. But they're being forced away. Not a particularly good clearance, but nicely controlled and beautifully pushed forward by Falcao. They say he's over 30 and he's lost his touch, but not on this evidence. Here's Alamao. Cabanas, robbed well by Amoros, but it's picked up by Josimar. Josimar, a nice run forward. Cabanas now. Falcao. Maradona. Falcao's gone forward. And there's Nunez. Nunez still with it. It just wouldn't come down for a good shot.
Well, what a marvelous return ball, though, from who else? Maradona. Falcao behind everything in this match for. But look at this little chip. He digs his foot under it, flicks it right into the chest of Nunez, and it just simply will not come down for him, as you mentioned. Maradona, marvelous, seems to know exactly how much he can afford to get under it, how much pace it has to have, where the space is, where the players are being marked, eyes everywhere. But Falcao, again, for my money, and this side has been the engineer of this team so far, and done very well out of midfield.
But it's Amoros and Park combining. Alamao fouling the Korean. Here's Rossi. He might have a bit of room here. Could he have a go? Well blocked, though. Soren Lerby. He's having a good drive, but Fernandez is comfortably equal to it. Both goalkeepers have been busier in the opening phase of this second half.
And for the Americas, Julio Cesar Romero warming up on the sideline.
Here's Falcao again, though. Looking for Maradona. Heinz Hermann has spotted it, and it's well done. Strachan and Lerby. And they're breaking forward in numbers. Stidica to Magat. Chip into space for Rossi. He might be there. Great goal by Paolo Rossi.
Well, the Rossi of '82 is back. Again, that great opportunism and finishing touch by Rossi. Always so good at stealing around the back of defenses when players are turned and watching the ball. So gifted at ghosting and finishing with style.
What a good ball forward, though, from the left-hand side as Stidica comes forward, finds Felix Magat. That's a ball of great experience and skill. Rossi is quickly onto it and first time drills it in. This is the player, remember, who scored only 2 goals last season, who's had a disastrous time. Cannot just 2-0 then to the rest of the world against the Americas. And Maradona will really have to pull a few aces out of the pack now. Referee David Socha says that we may play on. If Rossi can pick himself up, he won't feel too many bruises at this stage. He's still anesthetized.
Well, Romero is, I think, just about to come in for the America side, and of course he's an attacking player. Not so much a front runner, but certainly attacker out of midfield, and we'll see who he will be coming in for, perhaps Nunez.
And here's Karate, who's playing at the back, but has found himself under pressure and conceding a goal in this half. Quirarte, another player who's in Mexico but looking for a club. Heinz Hermann to Magath, who put that delightful ball forward for Paolo Rossi. Tamumi is on the field, wearing number 16. And Stilica gets away from his man. Here's Magath. Stilica only arrived at the last minute in this game, but has been very much involved throughout. Good ball forward. Nunes on the break. Can he get a bit of support? Cabañas is there. Deflected. And it'll mean a corner, but not much else at the moment. We should have another substitution while Desaev organizes his defense. They can't get the player on for the moment because
yes, now they can.
They want the kick to be taken. Now the referee has spotted it. And as you say, it's Romero who will come on and Nunes who will come off. So it's one Paraguayan for another. The current South American Player of the Year, and a man, of course, very well known in the United States here. No immediate danger from the corner, but as the break is on with Rossi leading the assault, there might be danger at the other end. Soren Lerby supporting him. In comes Tamumi from Morocco.
Wins a corner. Tamumi replacing Rocheteau, by the way, who has gone to the bench for the rest of the world team.
Tamumi, son of a Royal Palace guy with a terrific left foot, who nearly got lost on the way here. He decided to have an extra day in London, and they thought he'd disappeared off the face of the earth. Maradona impeded, but there's no foul. Plenty of protests, but no foul. Lerby to Magath. It's a fine ball to Rossi. There's a lot of space here in the South America's defense. Rossi getting to the line, but not quite a good enough cross, and Julio Cesar has it. Alamao now. And Strachan did well to get hold of that, but illegally, I'm afraid.
Still tremendous energy by Strachan, though. It is early in the second half, but Mendes does not know how to slow down. He's got terrific. He was really the star of the midfield for Scotland, and is showing why tonight.
Romero with his first real touch and a good swinging ball out to Raul Servin. And well judged by Park of Korea to intercept, but it's Quirarte of Mexico coming up. The Sheriff, they call him, going forward to do a bit of organizing up front. And now the break is on for the rest of the world. Hermann. Lerby is there too, but Hermann forced into keeping possession and really didn't want it. Rossi still holding off him rather a lot. Much more than in the Italian league, certainly. Tamumi. Park. Tamumi of Morocco. And Lerby and Magath. Rossi. A tumble, an appeal, but knocked away comfortably by the two Brazilians. Beckenbauer must be well pleased with the way things are going for the rest of the world at the moment, leading by 2-0. But you will have noticed that they've got a free kick here, and Maradona is looking after things. And that's not much to the liking of referee David Socha. He's taking it too quickly. Here's Alamao of Brazil. Maradona, lovely return. Can he get it across? And put away for a corner by Stilica.
For the Americans.
Taken by Negrete to Maradona. Negrete's chip forward and put out by Herman. Maradona looking after this one. Another good ball from Negrete to Maradona. Impossible for him to get possession there. Doing well. Here's Magath, still with a tremendous appetite for the game, although he's officially retired. Amoros of France, nice one into Stilica, another veteran, but enjoying it all.
Well, Magath with a great appetite, as you mentioned, but one wonders if his grasp is a bit too much in this game, in the sense that I really am surprised, I would be surprised to see him play a full 90 minutes. Of course, it's not quite as bad here as it was in the heat of Mexico, but I should be surprised if he can go the full time in this heat.
Romero's run forward.
And on the sidelines, some more people warming up for the Americas. Paul Caligiuri, the American from Los Angeles, about to be thrown in at the deep end with his team down by 2 goals.
To Park, nice return, no real challenge though. Josimar way away from him, and Rossi not quite able to get that one. Perhaps 3 or 4 years ago, but not at this moment. What about Grosso by Lerby?
Caligiuri, when he comes in, will be a defender. He usually plays in the back four, the center of the back four. He's not as tall as some of these players. We'll be curious to see where they do play him. They need players up front at this point, and certainly need attacking play, so it's fairly safe to make a substitution at the back.
Romero to Cabañas. In for Maradona, trying to hold off Magath, doing it well, good cross. And Romero!
I think it was Negrete, actually, Jerry, with that attempt at a scissors kick.
Sterling stuff, though.
Yes.
Blocked by Desaeff, although I'm not sure whether he saw it. Romero coming in on that one, but Negrete pinching it from him before he could get hold of it. But they need something now to give them the appetite, the drive to pull back 2 goals. Remember, in 1982, it was the reverse of the situation. The South American side, confusingly called the rest of the world then, were leading by 2-0, and Europe, as they were known then, came back and won 3-2 with the winner in the last couple of minutes. So everything is possible. Here's Rossi, though, on the break against Julio Cesar. Amoros flicked up, and might be a problem for Servine. Park almost had it off him. Negrete to Maradona. He can't really do it alone, though, can he? And Lerby timed it well. Nice return from Strachan and Herman. They've made their acquaintance with the side of the hotel swimming pool, but in no other area of football. Is Amoros. Lerby getting away from Cabañas easily.
Strachan running into a position to try to get at the end of that pass, again showing himself always the energetic player who wants to do all the things that he would do in any pitch, in any country in the world, playing in any competitive match, no matter how important or unimportant.
Maradona, searching ball out there for Negrete and Josimar. The Brazilian takes it. Challenged by Amoros into the painted area of the field. You'll see a different colour on the edge there. That's where the pitch has been extended and the lines painted out literally. Maradona. Park beats him. A player with a very different pedigree, outwitting Maradona.
And Park, a player who has played in here before, and South Korea came here to play Peru just before the World Championship and beat the Peruvians in great style, and Park was just sensational in that match, and so he might be a name that some of his true soccer fans in the LA area and Los Angeles area will indeed remember.
Here's Strachan bursting forward into the area, tumbles, looks towards the referee for a penalty, but I think we'll have to settle reasonably happily for a corner. Nice drive, 1 against 2. Quite definitely a... Going off is Josimar. Coming on is somebody who'll get a really big cheer. It's Paul Caligiuri.
Well, they put him on to the right full-back position, and all he has to do is just play like Josimar, and everybody will be very happy here.
Because he played right back for the United States against England about a year ago when they competed here in California. And as he rightly said, it was a good experience, but they lost 5-0. And he doesn't much like playing right back, but he's absolutely thrilled to be playing here, and that's understandable. Still, it's the Europeans, the rest of the world, plus an Asian and an African, who seem to be dictating things. There's space here for Herman. Servine gets to him. Strachan does well to keep possession there, but he needs help. Appeals for what? I'm not sure. Doesn't get a lot. To Cabañas. Maradona moves forward into a striking position, leaving a hole here for Falcao. Falcao lucky to get it back again. Maradona push forward. Falcao still with it. Maradona, here he is. Couldn't quite control it. It was a lovely shimmy, but then it rolled away for him before he could get the shot in.
A bit surprising, his first touch there, abandoning him. Usually of a 110% quality. That time it was merely a 95, and it just was not good enough for the little amount of space he had in which to operate.
Magath challenged by Alamao. Free kick as Magath brings down Cabañas. Quick free kick taken, and it's Negrete on the run. And Dasayev of the Soviet Union comes out very fast and effective. Timumi, fouled by Falcao. It's interesting, Seamus, that the rest of the world should be in the lead and doing so well in the circumstances, because a lot of the richer clubs have not made things difficult for the organisers here. Clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid and Juventus have prevented players joining in this fairly cheerful occasion because they're worried about them. And would you think that's a moment of selfishness?
Well, I think it's very disheartening indeed that men will be making that decision, and I'm sure most of those men are fathers and have children, and you wonder what they tell their children around the dinner table evening as to what their justification is for preventing people to go and help other children. It just seems remarkably short-sighted to me.
And at the moment, we're enjoying the Rose Bowl's version of the Mexican wave. But they might have something to wave about in a minute if Servine can supply something from this cross. Finds Alamao. Maradona gets forward. Good chip and well covered by Amaros.
Well,
a burst of acceleration there by Maradona.
And let's get our history a little bit straight here, Jerry. The wave started in America, then went to Mexico, but started up in...
stand corrected on the wave.
Started, unfortunately, many of us are fed up with it, frankly, but it started up in Seattle, Washington, and then took the country by storm, the Olympics, and worked its way south of the border, now back.
But we've got to do a little bit of reorganizing here, because that's the side the corner is going to be taken from by Negrete, not deep enough by a mile. Picked up by Julio Cesar. Rest of the world come out to the edge of the area. Lovely touch by Falcao to Alemão. That was brilliant first-time stuff between the two Brazilians. But again, their shot not accurate enough.
And we talked about this at the very beginning, that these little national combinations should work, and that one was a perfect example of a little finishing. Oh, here's a great chance at the other end, at the same end again. But busy little Strachan takes it away.
And Romero denied there. But they can't really afford to squander openings like that. Here's Romero again. Floating one, and Basayev wasn't troubled. Speaks only Russian, so communicating with colleagues isn't going to be that easy. But it's an international language, football, and it's surprising how well they've all got on the field in a playing sense. Lerby trying to find Rossi, but Julio Cesar has it. Now then, a break possibly by Maradona here, getting down to the line. Butcher well under control.
And Paul Caligiuri sending Maradona free down the right side there. He must feel pretty good about his first touch on the ball. Not bad to have a potential pass receiver in number 10. But they gave it to him nicely.
Here's Magat now, with Rossi moving forward. So too is Timumi. And Park must be offside by a few meters.
Seems the only player who has not appeared so far is Francisco Javier Cruz from Mexico. All the other players on both squads have managed to get some playing time.
Here's Caligiuri. Good run, past Amoros. Not past Lerby yet, no, he needs it with a help. He finds it from Maradona. Nice chip. Basayev gets in there, Falcao, and it's in by Cabañas. The final touch by Cabañas, but Maradona caused the problems with that tantalizing cross.
Well, and some good marks to the American, if it can be a bit partisan, for not losing his composure down in the corner and getting himself out of difficulty and finding Maradona. Here you see the ball came back to Maradona, and this is where all the confusion began. Looked like a handball in there for a minute, but eventually finished off by Cabañas.
So Roberto, that's the scoreline at the moment. 2-1, the rest of the world lead. But some would say the Americas are coming back, but leaving themselves wide open in defense. And that would finish them off if they surely concede another one. Lerby wide to Amoros of France. Still knocking it around well, and not many telling tackles going in. Here's Rossi. Good change to Strachan. Strachan will have a go, but stopped by Servine, picked up by Maradona, who's really, I think, a little bit frustrated the way things are going. Cabañas got support on both sides. Falcao, Maradona. Servine setting it up for Romero. Falcao and Alemão. Surely that was offside. Still they come forward. Oh, that wasn't a good one for Maradona from Caligiuri. Maradona looking to take a quick free kick. Instead will take a long one. Kurate gets up. Dasaev punches away, but penalized there is
Cabañas.
Cabañas.
Yeah, for obvious obstruction on the goalkeeper. Dasaev coming out to making a peculiar punch in the end, thanks to the attentions of Cabañas. About, I think we're under 5 minutes to play now in this second half with the 2-1 lead of the rest of the world, and until the last couple of minutes they've looked quite capable of just sort of stroking it about and holding on, but there have been a few bad-looking mistakes, particularly the dangerous back pass by Butcher and a few other errors, but so far they've managed to survive these shots.
Strange the way this rest of the world side was put together. Franz Beckenbauer wasn't unable to announce his side until about 2 hours before the kickoff. He wasn't sure who was fit after the long journeys, indeed who in the end was going to come. There was always a hope that Platini would turn up. He wanted to come, his club wouldn't let him. Dasaev in some trouble. Unusual for him, it must be the air or the California sunshine. Because from cross balls he's one of the best. But they're biting hard in midfield as they go for the equalizer in the closing minutes. Here's Maradona. Maradona, and here's a chance now for Cabañas. Maradona! It's the equalizer. Well, there's only one man who could get in on the act when the game seemed to be over. Maradona pulls another one out of the bag, and for the moment they're saved.
Well, just the way they draw these things in the coaches' books, Jerry, you know, just little touches of 1-2 touches to waltz to the defense, but look how easy they make it look. He's obstructed after he's given the ball off, and he still recovers in time to get past everybody, Stilica included, to knock in the 1/2 chance that came his way in the last 20 minutes.
And of course this means if the score remains level at the end of 90 minutes, we must get a result. We shall go straight to a penalty shootout. We shan't have extra time, just the 5 penalty kicks. And that will bring a little more tension to this special occasion, and a little bit of a bonus too. It's Strachan, he didn't want to get into penalties. Most players hate that, especially the rest of the world side who've led comfortably for so long and find themselves now pulled back. Rossi pulled back by the referee's whistle, the linesman's flag, offside.
And what a strange twist of history to this match. From 4 years ago, the America's side ahead 2-0, as you mentioned, then called rest of the world, and this year's rest of the world ahead 2-0 and being caught from behind in the second half.
Now they're going for the kill, perhaps. Remember, 2 minutes from the end in '82, they produced the winner. Can they do it again? Herman puts it away. Maradona chases it and lets it run out. We're only seconds away now, though, from the final whistle. Maradona. Timumi has it. And Dasaev, who's been very busy in the last 15 minutes.
Very busy and not a little unnerved, it seems to be.
Yes, I think we've seen him play better. The occasion might have got at him. Or perhaps it's the journey.
Or the kick in the head didn't help either, I would assume.
Magath, who's masterminded midfield for long, but has seen the game slip away from his side. We're now into a penalty shootout. That is the end of the 90 minutes. Thanks to Diego Maradona, who popped in that equalizer. We will now go to the drama of a 5 penalty kick for each side. Right, who's your money on now, Seamus?
Well, after seeing Michel Platini blast one into the crowd against Brazil, and after seeing Socrates having his penalties saved and Zico missing his, I don't think it's worth gambling in this sort of thing in any way. As you mentioned, the players hate it. It's a toss of the coin, really. But certainly there's absolutely no pressure on them in this situation. And mine would be interesting to see who misses, because surely there's enough skill out there to finish them off for most of the afternoon.
Well, that goal by Maradona, I suppose, was inevitable in the script of the game as it stands at the moment. Popular in his home country, and he's a big man, but he gets down surprisingly well. And the first man up now for the rest of the world is Paolo Rossi. Against Roberto Fernandez. Good effort, calmly taken. Fernandez decided to go left. Rossi, as a lot of players do, hit it fairly straight, and it's all over. 1-0 then. Next up is Negrete, one of the players who went through this ordeal in the quarterfinal. On home territory almost here in Los Angeles. But this must be nerve-wracking. And he missed! Dasaev does the trick. He'll feel happy about that after conceding 2 late goals. But poor old Manuel Negrete, Mexico's blighted with this situation. They never seem to get it right. And Negrete doesn't hit it too well, but it's a good save. Next up is Søren Lerby. Beautifully done. So that gives the rest of the world an immediate advantage, putting great pressure on the players that follow. And next for the Americas is Falcao. Falcao of Brazil. Very cool. No pressure on him there, or it didn't look as if it was, but an international of his standing, the Mozart of Italy, they used to call him when he played in Rome.
Well, he's had a wonderful match here today, too. It would have been criminal if he had not scored that, because it would have left a little bit of blight about his performance, which would have been undeserved.
Next up is Amoros of France for the rest of the world. Oh, casual, too casual. And Fernandez is down very, very fast.
Oh, so badly struck indeed by Amoros. More than casual. I thought Negrete's was badly hit, but Amoros was pretty abysmally hit, really. I wonder sometimes if goalkeepers are better off staying in the middle of the goal. So many of the shots are going through the middle these days.
So now it's a chance for Alemão to level the situation for the Americas. Alemão of Brazil, with each side having missed once. Good goal. No real chance for Dasaev there. He made up his mind where he was going to hit it and did just that. And we've still got Maradona to come, of course. But next, it's Gordon Strachan. Well, a lot of boos from the crowd here, but that won't worry Gordon Strachan. He's in a very, very competitive Scot. Oh, nicely done.
Looks as though he almost thought he cut it a bit too narrow, but from here it looked perfectly struck. Falls to his knees with a sigh of relief.
Inches inside that post, perhaps a little bit too near to that post, but they count.
Here's Cabañas.
And the score, 3-2 at the moment. Cabañas knows he really cannot afford to miss. If he does, he's relying then on somebody else to be blocked. Cabañas of Paraguay. Another well-taken penalty. And another popular goal. A bit of showmanship there. as he sets it up for the next one in. So 3-3 at the moment. But there could be only 2 more attempts if somebody misses one. It's Park of Korea. What a moment for him. An honor to be here, but now a real test for the Korean captain. Oh, he missed. Another save by the man who seems to specialize in penalty saves. Chang Sung Park of Korea shoots to the goalkeeper's right, and he's down fast.
Again, not a very well struck ball, and pretty easy for Fernandez to get down to. Well, everybody knows who this is.
This is the man who could win the game now for the Americas, Maradona. It seems like a script pre-arranged before the game, and only we know that that is not possible.
Well, we are a short helicopter ride from Hollywood, but this is a bit too much even for Hollywood, I should think. This kind of script with Maradona tying the match up with only about 5 minutes to go, or less than 5 minutes to go, and then getting the decisive penalty kick to win it for the Americas in a come-from-behind victory for them, just as was the case 4 years ago for the team called the Rest of the World, although in that time representing the Americas.
So the final score here is the Americas 2, the Rest of the World 2, but the Americas have won on the penalty shootout.